Thunderstorms will increase tonight into Thursday morning across the eastern half of Texas. Are we going to be dealing with severe storms? Tornado threat? Let's talk about it in this Wednesday evening update of the Texas Weather Roundup. Good evening galore. It's Wednesday, the 29th of January, 2025. The intro actually worked this time. Isn't that nice when things happen and the airline doesn't lose my first half of the video? I blame an airline. But yeah, we do have the opportunity for increasing thunderstorm activity going into this evening, tonight, and at least the first half of Thursday across the eastern half to the eastern two-thirds of Texas. Without further ado, let's just take a gander at it. Here's the high-res rapid refresh model going into tonight and Thursday. Now, we've had showers, we've had fog, we've had grungy garbage of doom all day. That's not going to change tonight. The fog's going to stay in place. It's just not going to be a pretty night out for the eastern 80% of the state of Texas. But what we are expecting going into later this evening is an uptick in actual thunderstorm activity across portions of Texoma, North Texas, Central Texas, the Hill Country, into probably Northeast Texas as well. Some of these storms are going to start producing a good amount of cloud-to-ground lightning, heavier rainfall, and we're becoming more concerned about this band of storms kind of being like a train on the tracks, where one storm follows another storm, and they just kind of keep moving northeast along the same line without actually moving, east out of those areas, which is going to result in the possibility of training thunderstorms. You may have heard us refer to those before, but that is where we have essentially just heavy storms sitting over the same spot for hours on end, producing excessive rainfall totals, and that is now becoming a concern across portions of North Texas, Texoma, and Northeast Texas, including the DFW Metroplex tonight and Thursday morning, where we are anticipating an increasing threat of flash flooding due to 4 to 7 inches of rain, perhaps, in some areas, falling in the span of a few hours, which does tend to cause some ouchies, especially when it comes to the urban environment. Now, as we go into Thursday morning, we are going to start to see the line of storms build south to Interstate 10 in south central Texas. As we progress through mid to late Thursday morning, not Sunday, Thursday, those storms could become a bit strong, especially sunrise thereafter, with the threats of some localized damaging winds, pocket change size hail, that's dime, nickel, quarter, or for those of you not familiar with U.S. physical currency, because it's 2025, that is about half an inch up to an inch in diameter. And we can't rule out a very low risk of brief tornadoes. Let me be clear, this is not a big severe weather night, we don't think, at least, knock on wood, but the potential is not zero either, so we're going to have to be mindful of that, especially as we get towards sunrise Thursday in parts of the Hill Country, Central Texas, Southern North Texas, and then continuing east across the Brazos Valley, East Texas, Southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, and even Northeast Texas, the Arklatex, late Thursday morning through about dinner time Thursday, or until storms actually skedaddle and make their way east of the state of Texas. Until then, we're going to have to keep an eye on them. Some data suggests we may have to deal with some rogue storms ahead of the squall line tomorrow afternoon, especially in southeast Texas. Other data is less rambunctious and just has a big old line of storms, some of which could be producing gusty winds, heavy rain, and then some scattered showers continuing behind the line of storms for a few hours. But you can see as we get into tomorrow evening, things clear out quite quickly as activity moves east into Louisiana. Now, here's a different way to look at some things. This is the high-res rapid refresh model, that same model run you saw, except accumulated rain totals as we go through the night and through Thursday. You can see that band of very heavy rain setting up pretty much from near Killeen and the Fort, all the way up through DFW, towards Bonham, Paris, southeastern Oklahoma, Broken Bow, for example. And then you can see a secondary maxima developing tomorrow afternoon in the northern Brazos Valley, where you see those orange and reds roughly from Kerrville up to just west of Waco, Meridian up through Granbury to Hillsboro, DFW, up through Greenville, Bonham, Paris, Clarksville. That could be where we see localized 3 to 7 inch rain totals overnight into tomorrow morning. Most folks are not going to see, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches of rain, but those who do, we're going to have some flooding issues. And if that happens in the middle of the DFW Metroplex, you bet your bottom dollar we're going to have flooding issues, because DFW floods when there's more than 5 raindrops in the sky. So keep that in mind for your Thursday morning commute. We're probably going to have some road closures due to flooding issues. Now, as we get into tomorrow afternoon, you can see that line of storms accelerates east, producing less rainfall because it's not sitting in one spot for an extended period of time. So let's take a look at the severe weather outlooks for tonight. Now, here's the severe weather outlook late this evening, tonight into Thursday morning, about sunrise. You can see isolated severe storms possible. Texoma, North Texas, the Hill Country, the Concho Valley, Central Texas, and again, this includes places like Abilene, San Angelo, Junction, Austin, Killeen, Waco, DFW, Wichita Falls, Sherman. Again, the stronger storms may produce small to pocket change size hail. This is not expected to be a night with golf ball to baseball size hail, knock on wood. Localized damaging winds of 45 to maybe 55, 60 miles an hour. Most folks aren't going to see winds that strong. And we can't totally rule out a brief tornado, especially as storms get closer to I-35 towards 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. tomorrow. Now, as we continue on past sunrise, that was my face. Well, I'm sure some of you are happy to be rid of that. As we continue past sunrise tomorrow into the morning and afternoon hours Thursday, isolated severe storms possible as the line of storms moves east. Northeast Texas, the Arklatex, eastern North Texas, central Texas, the Brazos Valley. But we are seeing the potential for a conditional uptick in severe weather threat across southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, the Piney Woods of East Texas, the Toledo Bend Reservoir areas. Same areas that essentially got clobbered in the final week of December. Same areas, and there's a conditional risk where we might see some supercell development, or at least an uptick in thunderstorm organization in the line of storms as it moves east tomorrow afternoon in an environment of pretty weak instability, but maybe enough given very strong wind shear. So we're going to have to keep an eye out for the possibility of a few tornadoes. The threat overall, very low to low, but not zero. It's going to be one of these cases where either nothing's going to happen or I'm going to have to be doing coverage for a few hours, and I'm not going to be thrilled about that, and neither will y'all because, well, y'all have better things to do than deal with spinny doom issues tomorrow. So, again, this is a conditional threat. One of these high probability scenarios that it isn't going to happen, but there is still that low potential at least that we are going to have some issues with spinny doom tornadoes tomorrow. Good news is once all this activity makes it east of the state, late tomorrow afternoon, probably dinner time tomorrow evening, we're done. It's going to be an absolutely spectacular weekend weather-wise. We're looking at great weather Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, above average temperatures. It's going to feel like spring, and probably the nicest weekend we've had weather-wise so far in 2025 across the state. No threat of severe weather. It's going to be warm. We will have some wildfire risks, so please don't accidentally set half your county on fire. And then our next chance of precipitation, maybe towards Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. So again, once we get through tomorrow, well, tonight and tomorrow, we're done for quite a while. And that will mean a very happy Baldy-in-Chief plus staff, since we're all ready for a little break. So that's it for your Wednesday evening update. We'll keep an eye on things overnight. Again, if we have tornado warnings overnight or tomorrow, we will have live severe weather coverage on our social media channels. You can count on that along with our website and app. So keep an eye out, and we'll do the same. We'll have updates throughout the evening on the social media, the weather blog, the YouTube community sections. And if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you very much. If you're watching us elsewhere, hey, you know what? You can also download the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers, where you download apps to your device for your local forecast, interactive weather radar, live severe weather coverage if necessary, and of course these weather roundup updates. All right, that's it. Y'all have a great Wednesday evening. Went way better than this morning's video. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.